Welcome, Aries. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? I hope you guys had a great season. I'm doing a reading for the month of May, a little bit like the end of April as well, because we have a lot of things happening. But overall, we're just going to talk about, first and foremost, I haven't shown up for a couple months, and now all of a sudden we have to like censor our cards. That by itself says a lot. And Aries, you have the star card. So it's like making things work for you. All right. That's a little bit what I'm feeling. Like we just came out of your season. Well, we're still in it while I'm recording this, but we're getting to the end of it. And just overall, there's just been a lot of different shifts and changes happening in the people around you and yourself and how you feel about it and what you want to do and where your money coming from and how you want to get from having an idea and a dollar and a dream up until feeling like getting into that King of Pentacles stability, seeing you being able to harvest those fruits and eat and live your life based on what you want to do, but you want to get there consciously. So that's an energy that I'm sensing for you guys, like consciously. How do we bring it from point A to B in like a conscious way, where the journey is something to be proud of? The journey is something that you can look back upon and think, wow, I really loved that time. I really loved the growth. I loved learning this and doing that and applying that. Remember when we discovered this, and remember when we had that moment. It's like all of that, everything gets birthed from and grows from one present moment into the other. And it's not always trying to force yourself to be something, to feel something, to do something in order for the greater good, in the end all be all, the end goal, right? So that's a little bit of energy that why I'm talking about this, and like I didn't even really, finish my intro. Because it's such a big theme that I'm getting. Like, you guys are going to have a Mercury retrograde. Well, Mercury's going to go retrograde on the 21st of April. I can't even want to say March. I don't know why. But April. So from that moment, when Mercury is in shadow period right now while I'm recording this, and start to sort of slow down, and then stations retrograde on the 21st, that's going to be in your second house. And after having that, all that first house energy going on, Jupiter in your sign, and just overall Mercury having, have Mercury in your sign, and it's just a lot. The sun was shining, and it's now all of a sudden all working its way towards the 20th of April, when we have that, solar eclipse in your sign, the second new moon in your sign. Okay, so that by itself, it's like you have a new beginning, and then you have another new beginning, like the real and the real, right? It's like sometimes when things end, for example, you quit your job, and it's like that's an ending, that's a new beginning, because it's an ending and a beginning of like, hey, I have this job, and now I wake up in the morning, I don't have a job, like I don't have anywhere to go. And then in that in-between stage, finding a new job and actually beginning then that new beginning, there's this beginning and another beginning. So that's what I'm hearing constantly, there's another beginning. So it's like the steps and the seeds are planted, they're being well taken care of underneath the soil, but it's starting to flourish and starting to grow. And then when the plants or the seeds start to bloom and blossom, and they come out of the soil, that's when other things and other needs come forward, right? So what we need to do while the seeds are in the soil is just, keeping it moist, make sure it receives enough light, and just, needs that space, needs that rest, needs a lot of patience. And then when it's ready to come out of the soil, or above the soil, basically something is sprouting from underneath the soil, that's when different things happen. Like then all of a sudden we can take off, like, the humidity cap, if that's something that you have applied to it, and it starts to need different things. different type of lighting, and it needs different water regulations, and then at one point it needs the repotting and all of that. That's what I'm feeling, and just being okay, being content with doing the work that fits every stage is something that I'm sensing, because I feel this boost, of energy, or these feelings and these things came at you. And I felt like you were kind of sort of running with it, which is fine, because, having the sun in your sign, it just gives you another level. Some of you maybe actually experience like a cold or something like that, like something that actually energetically like slowed you down in the here and a now, okay? Like it slowed you down. It's like, yeah, but I want to go. Yeah, but you can't really, overextend yourself. So that's not for all, but for some of you, I really did sense some health issues there. So let me just get comfortable for a moment. I feel overall, when it comes to like that second house, Mercury retrograde, it's not necessarily about, you want to do stuff, but you can because Mercury's in retrograde. I don't think that that's really as simple as it comes. Like, it's not. What I'm sensing with that is, look where you came from. What have you done? What are the things that you enjoy doing? What are the things that you would like to change? Be proud of yourself. Take a moment to take in the growth. And maybe you're not exactly in the King of Pentacles stage just yet. Or maybe you were there and now you're back at the Page of Pentacles energy. But overall, it's spiritually guided. It's all about getting the emotional and the spiritual fulfillment and alignment with it, and feeling that level of connection. And that sometimes in the 3D world shows up at the Page of Pentacles, but you might feel way more aligned than when you were in the King of Pentacles stage. So that's something that they're talking about. And when Mercury goes retrograde in your second house, you get time and space to really understand what's next, what to do. And as well, Jupiter is moving into your second house as well, comes out from your first, goes into second house, and that actually happens halfway through May, while Mercury stations direct, and then Jupiter moves in your second house a day later. So there's like a lot of different shifts and changes happening, but it's not all about the quick and the shocking and the, there might be a couple of, surprise elements, but it's more about gradually starting to understand, starting to apply, starting to do, starting to know when you have to give it a little more, and actually just give it a little bit more space. And in that space, you don't have to sit and feel bored and feel like, question it. Just like, do what you can do and focus your energy on that brings you energy. Focus on your family, your friends, and things like that. Hobbies or anything else. It brings you joy, and being content in the moment. That's something that I'm feeling. All right. Whew, Aries. Breathe. That's what I'm hearing. Breathe. Just breathe. It's gonna be okay. Look at that. King of Pentacles. It's much better when you are the King and the Cups. The King of Cups, and the King of Pentacles at the same time. You can have that emotional contentment, and in the physical, it shows up for you. Doesn't mean if you're a man or a woman. It's not gender specific. It's just that energy that you're feeling. It's like having this feeling of security and stability, and yet there's time to play, right? There's space. Like, you're showing up very secure, well, mature, basically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, all of that. Like a maturity is what I'm hearing. But there's also time for play. It's time for adventure, time for trying out something new, times to travel a little bit into the unknown, and not really overly focusing on, I have a plan and I need to keep that plan, and I do this step and then that step and that step, and that gives me that result. Because if you focus too much on that, you set too much of your energy on that, what happens is that you kind of just you might get a little bit frustrated, because like, okay, but this is the next step. It's logical. It's normal. It's what I'm supposed to do, and it's not working. And why it's not working? So no, it is working. Definitely just continue to do what you do. Just don't feel too emotionally connected to the timing. That's what I'm hearing. So when things start to feel like it's a lot of work and it starts to be really, really heavy, when maybe normally it doesn't take that much energy, just understand that, okay, just let it be for today. Just try and let it, even if you can't let it go for a day because of whatever reason, let it go for half an hour. Take a break, go outside, connect with nature, stay in alignment, try again. So you might notice yourself having a little bit of a hard time balancing that out. Like, I need to chill, but I don't feel chill. You know, I need to relax, but I don't want to take a break. But I should. And then you do, you try again, feels much better. So there is this going back and forward. There's also a lot of like individual energy. So let me see what's coming up when it comes to people around you. Who is Aries dealing with at this time? I really sense like a lot of spiritual energy because my nose is very itchy and it happens when I start. I feel that energy strongly. Also, the Eight of Cups comes through with the Star card. Definitely letting go of a couple of subconscious programming and belief systems and the way of approaching things and life in general. And it just keeps on coming and coming. King of Wands. You have another king. Wow. And you had a King of Swords. You have all the kings out. Now, I don't know if you have a lot of suitors. But this is like all elements align. All elements are aligning. Two of Swords and the King of Swords. Sorry. One sec. It's like right now, when it comes to your surrounding, if you get all your... I'm sorry, the cat. He just laid next to me. In the most adorable pose ever. It's so adorable. Sorry, I just had to... Because distractions. No distractions. You see? That's the thing. People trying to distract you right now. There's a side within you that's responding to old belief system. Maybe you got taught, maybe it was like a father figure. It could be like, you know, a mentor or a teacher or a grandfather, father, or in whatever way, shape, or form. Someone who had like an authority over you. Could be when you were very young, or maybe like a role model or something like that. Very specific about, we do this, we do that, we do that, and then we have this. So we don't travel off path. That makes no sense. Like a little bit of that energy. That might be a part of you because, you know, you grew up in that. That might be just a side in you because you have a lot of Saturn in your chart. But what I see is that there is a loophole, and that comes to mind just a lot when it comes to you guys. Like a loophole. There's a loophole. Aries. Okay. You can do both. You can be both. And you might have your days in the Two of Swords. Like, oh, am I doing the right thing? They say that if it comes so hard, then maybe it's not for you. But it's like there's always a reason of things showing up. Sometimes, yes, it's just a clear message from the universe. Aries, not this lifetime. All right, we did this last lifetime. That's probably why now you feel drawn to it. But you know, it's just not the best for you. We kind of want you to achieve this and that will bring a lot more happiness. Even if you don't feel that right now, just trust us. Yes, that is sometimes a clear message, but sometimes it's about persistence. And it's about understanding that you do the work, you show up, and then having the faith that the results will come in divine timing. It's not always about the results. It's about this detaching yourself from, I do this, I put my heart and soul into it, and then I'm getting the validation from the outside source, and then, you know, gives me fuel to keep going. But what I'm sensing with this is like the Eight of Pentacles is very important. When you start feeling the weight of the world might have a lot to say, or a lot like, yes, it's cute, it's nice, but do you need this, or don't you need that? Why do you want that? Why is this all of a sudden on your mind so much? It's like they have these fears and ways of thinking projecting onto you, and that's okay as long as it doesn't affect your ability to step into the Eight of Pentacles and really focus on what you're doing, feeling good about it, removing yourself a little bit from the crowd, actually just retreating in your own space and just doing the things that you feel guided to do. This could be you hiding away from a side of yourself, procrastinating, overthinking, looking at things from a 3D perspective a little too much, where you start to overbear yourself, where you start to feel stuck and stagnant. And then you have this other option. But this could also definitely be just people around you, belief systems and all of that projecting onto you. So there is something about this Eight of Pentacles. It's very, very important when it comes to people around you. Every time it goes back to the beginning. I told you, new beginning, new beginning, new beginning. Page of Cups, much better. We have the Ten of Swords, so it's like an end of a cycle. Something comes out of this. Some ending, even if it's rough. I'm hearing rough as F, okay? I'm trying not to swear, but like rough as F. Like raw. Like you walk into, your house and there it is, displayed on the couch or in your bed. I'm just saying rough endings. It doesn't have to be that way. I'm just saying, like, you can picture it. It's a whoa in your face. Here we go. Or it is continuously long time, like longer periods of time being brought down every day, like something negative to say, people talking behind your back, or someone's just instilling these swords within you of like, you're not good enough, or why aren't you like this, why are you like this. It's like all of these woo like these zooms I'm hearing in my ear. It's like, it's a lot. It's either, it could have been a self-belief system and you projecting this onto you, but I'm sensing this outside world, like you've been disappointed, or just maybe even disappointed by the universe. You're like, I mean, everybody has to go through stuff and we grow and evolve through it, and I get that, but everything in 2 months or everything in 1 year, like everything coming, so I feel like it's a lot you're letting go of. So this new beginning arises, like, once again, like I spoke about in the beginning of your reading, I said, like, when we end a job, that by itself is a new beginning, because it's the end of something, and then the next morning you wake up, you don't have to go to that job, so it's new, it's different, it's change. And that is just a transition period by itself, but it's not the end all be all. It's like something grows. Now you have an opportunity and you have time to maybe start a new morning routine, because now you don't have to like run, get to work on time. It's like you have a morning where you're like, maybe I can like do some things I always wanted to do, change some things up. I have this space now. I have this opportunity. No one may not be right here just yet, but I have now, something comes from this ending, right? When you heal through these Ten of Swords, you release either abusive or a very draining situation from your life. It takes time, it takes time to heal through that. But the first step is to release yourself from it, from your here and your now. So it's a past sense, even if it's yesterday, but not moving forward, not taking it in your new and forward moving here and now moments, right? If I could put it that way. So you're approaching this thing, this spiritual awakening, journey, healing of subconscious settings and manifesting. I'm seeing some of you cooking something up during this new moon eclipse. It's like, I'm just going to do this spell, or I'm going to burn these candles. I'm just going to do it this way. And you're approaching it from a lighthearted perspective. It's like you're willing to try something new. It's like, I've never tried it this way, but I'm just going to try it. Like, I never know until I try. And you find it in little things, because it's the Page of Cups. It's like playful, romantic, spontaneous. Let's just try it. Let's just have a yes day. When you say yes to how much everything, just try it out. Unless it's dangerous, now don't do that. All right, what's a lot of energy coming at me, Aries? We have the Temperance and the Six of Swords. You definitely. Are you okay? I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. I don't know if my mic picks up on him, but always when he's sleeping and he moves, like, he's quite old. You have the Six of Swords with the Temperance card, meaning that it's all about fueling yourself to get to that other side. It's a lot of healing. It's beautiful. It gets rough sometimes. Not always easy, and it doesn't always look like butterflies flying in the sky and rainbows, but it could feel like that sometimes, but not look like that on the outside, or vice versa. So be patient. These people are coming from rough waters, right, into calmer waters. They are not coming out of it clean on the other side, but they are first getting themselves in a position, whether mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, in order to be like, okay, now I have space to actually start dealing with these swords. A couple of leftover swords from the Ten of Swords, what I have to still deal with. It's like one sword is like, I'm removing myself from this. Second sword is about just taking care of your physical body. You're fixing a new home for yourself or whatever, finding a place to stay, place to live, another sort out. Like that's the problem that's gone. But there's a lot of leftover problems. It's something we can just take on in our boats for a long time, and we don't even notice that they're there at one point. So becoming consciously aware of what there is to do for you, that's key. And it's a lot of growth, Aries. I love it. All right, I hope that this reading brought you some clarity, some guidance, and you feel, ready to take it on. I'm sending you so much love and light, Aries. Once again, I hope you had a great birthday season. And thank you for giving us a lot of energy. Okay. I'll be back soon. I won't stay away this long again. Okay. Mwah. Bye, Aries. Bye.